and welcome again to another edition of Cosmic Destiny or Cosmic Dust. My name's John Wagner, and I'm going to be sharing some stories from my life that have impacted me or I thought were neat. So today is one of those. Today, I want to talk about my one and only full body orgasm. The only one I've ever had in my life. I've come close a couple other times, but this one was amazing. So, this is what happened. I was 20 years old, and I was with my girlfriend. We had smoked some pot, but let me tell you, I've had sex after smoking pot a ton of times, and nothing like this has ever happened to me. So, I'm not sure what made it different, other than the fact that, I was just laying there, and she was doing all the work. I guess you could call it the cowgirl. Not reverse cowgirl, just the normal cowgirl. So I was laying on my back, and she was on top of me, working really hard. And it was pretty nice being able to kick back and not have to do all the work like I normally do. But anyway, this is what happened. At the tips of my toes, this tingling sensation started at the tips of my toes. And it moved about, I'd say about, in 1 second, it would move about a half a centimeter. Right? So it was going real slow. It started at the tips of my toes, as if there was this, plane of a solid plane almost being cut, and where this plane had already passed, the flesh on the other side was tingling and numb. So it started at the tips of my toes and started going down, over my feet, the middle of my foot, over my heels, and then it started coming up my legs. This sensation, this numbing, tingling sensation, right? It kept coming and coming. It came over my knees, and she's just working the whole time, just on top of me, non-stop, And she kept that feeling, this, as if just there was a layer just kind of moving up my body as if it was a CT scan or something, just coming up. And when that numbing, tingly sensation reached my pelvic area, right, when it got just right to my penis, I started coming, and I could feel it just spurting, right? And but the feeling kept coming. And it came up over my stomach, and this whole time, this whole process took about 2 minutes altogether. And it kept coming up, and this whole time I was still coming, just spurt, spurt, spurt. I could feel this just spurting nonstop for like a minute. It was amazing. And this feeling kept coming, and it kept up over my shoulders, so here I still had normal sensation, but the whole rest of my body was this numb, tingly feeling, right? And it's coming up and over my mouth, and my lips are tingling. And then it got to my eyes. And when it got to my eyes, everything went white, just like looking at a screen. But then it kept going and going, and it looked like, it was a kaleidoscope gyroscope, because when it got to the crown of my head, it took about 2 minutes, but when that feeling got up to the crown of my head, I was like a fish out of water. I'm just shaking like I get stuck by a bolt of lightning. It was amazing. I call it the kaleidoscope gyroscope. I didn't know what direction was up, down, anywhere. I couldn't see a thing except a million rainbows, and I was just lost. Oh, it was amazing. And it kind of resembled, what I usually saw the women I was with would do, right? That's usually what women do, is they get these electric shocks and they look like fish out of water just flopping around. Ah! Right? It looks great. Well, guess what? It is great. And that's why I'm sharing this today, is that a lot of men have not experienced a full body orgasm. It is possible. And I think I've tried to recreate it before. I've used prostate stimulation was the closest thing to get me there, but it was just this close to not going there. But I think what it really had to do with was I was relaxed, right? I didn't have to do all of the pushing and all of the work. I didn't have to sit there and go. I was just, laying on my back, not moving at all. So I had the opportunity to relax. And the other thing was, was her energy was so powerful. And she put so much of herself into it. I mean, it just, I'm not quite sure what made it happen, but I know it's possible. So don't give up, guys. We can still experience full body orgasms. It might not be as easy, but it can happen. So anyway, I just wanted to share that experience with you today. My one and only amazing full body orgasm of the fish out of water kaleidoscope gyroscope. I hope you're all feeling wonderful today. I hope you are getting chances to practice your own full body orgasms. Yeah, don't ask me. I'm married. I think those days are done for me, unless something happens. Right? Keep an open mind. That's all I can say. Anyway, I hope you're all doing wonderful. Thanks again for watching. If you have any comments or questions, leave them in the boxes below, and I'll do my best to answer. Until then, please subscribe and like my video. And if you don't like it, that's cool too. It's just as much for me as it is for you. All right. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.